Oh, you gotta do the intro, right? Don't you have to do it? You
I don't have to do
memorize it?
No, but I don't have to do an intro like that.
You have to do the same intro every time.
But I have to read it. I don't have it memorized.
Where's your phone? Just read it.
I'll add it on later.
What do you?
I can add it on later. Watch. You ready? Welcome to another episode of On the Boot Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Leonard. Got my good buddy and co-host over here, Jared Elaine. As you can see, this isn't our typical podcast. We are out of town for work in Vicksburg, Mississippi. So we decided while we had some time together that we would go ahead and record y'all another show. So.
Switching it up a little bit this time, huh?
Yeah. Let's make it a little different. Let's make it a little different.
A little different scenery, changing things around here, but
I hate to be the same all the time.
That's a
You know
fact.
what I mean?
That's awesome.
So,
but it's cool that we can be out of town together and have enough time to do something for ourselves while we're also out here working
absolutely.
away from family and whatnot. So
yeah. So, but man, hunting season's right around the corner, and for what it looks like, we will be here until that day comes.
it looks like we will be here until opening day.
Yeah, and maybe even after that, which is a little upsetting, but that's okay.
Sacrifices, right?
Sacrifices for our family and to live the lives that we live. So not mad at it, but kind of mad at it.
A little upset, but the money's not bad. I'm not upset about that portion of it, but I wish I was back home to be able to prep a little more.
Absolutely,
because it's gonna be a mad dash whenever we
sure
get back. So
yep, but that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. We hunt in South Louisiana, so it's 125 degrees anyways.
Maybe it'll give us some time to get the mosquitoes out of there.
As excited as I am to get in the woods, that's as excited as I am to not be carried away by mini pterodactyls.
Yeah, I'll definitely have thermocells rolling. I got 2 of them this year.
Yeah.
After hunting the basin last year for bow season, I had to double up on thermocells.
Yeah, I might just hunt midday.
That's not a bad option.
I mean, I might sweat a lot, but I tell you what, the mosquitoes won't be there.
Absolutely.
So, but anyways, man, I'm excited. Speaking of, I actually stopped on I just came up today. Jared's been here a few weeks, but I stopped at B&B Archery in Pearl, Mississippi. And I don't know if you've ever been there, but
I have not.
Jam up store.
Come on, man.
Don't tell my wife when in there.
When she watches this, she's going to find out, that's for sure. Allie, I'm sorry. I had no participation in that whatsoever.
Sure. I went and bought a new saddle platform, the Cruiser Seeker. I'm excited to get that in a tree.
That's awesome.
In about 3 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be a little while.
The first time I try it'll probably be the first time I hunt out of it.
That's nothing wrong with that. You field tested, right?
Yeah. That's the only way and the best way.
That's it. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
But man, kind of like a recap of last week, I was able to make it up to my camp Sunday before heading up here today. Today's Tuesday when we're recording this, and we were able to check a bunch of stuff, move some cameras around, get some feed out in some different spots, and been seeing a ton of activity on camera.
Yeah, deer moving.
Dude, the other day, or just yesterday, I opened up my camera and I was just scrolling. There's so many pictures. 6-7 deer in one picture.
Shooters? Any shooters?
A couple shooters. Kind of got one we're looking at right now as a whole club, and as the club we share a lot of pictures and trying to age deer off of the pictures the best we can. Obviously not as good as you can in person, but there's this one deer. He's a real nice 8-pointer, and I'll add a picture into the podcast for y'all to see. But it's kind of a controversial thing right now. I don't think the deer's any older than 3, and then you got some guys who are saying the deer's 3.5, 4 years old. So,
would you shoot him if it came down to it?
I think if I was sitting in the stand with my bow, I would shoot the deer. With a rifle, I think I'd have to pass. Kind of one of them things, man. And I don't know, and people may disagree or agree. I think some people would say if you're going to shoot it with your bow, shoot it with your rifle. If you're not going to shoot it with your rifle, don't shoot it with your bow.
Well, I mean, it just depends, right? So you can look at that from 2 different perspectives, because a lot of people that have rifle hunted their whole life have also bow hunted. But someone like you that's just getting into the sport, I think it's a well-known, I think everybody can kind of agree that a bow hunt is a little bit more challenging than a rifle hunt.
Sure.
So some people might have that opinion, but my opinion on it is I'll shoot a deer with my bow that maybe most people wouldn't even shoot with a bow just because of how tough it is hunting the public land and and the opportunities that come about me are, I wouldn't say far few and in between, but are a lot less than an average hunter.
Well, but I think too, you know, shooting something with a bow or a rifle out of the equation altogether, just hunting public land in general.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a lot different than hunting private land where you can watch these deer grow, and you can pass on these deer that you know will return the next season, especially when you have the property to do it. You know,
Absolutely.
We hunt 1,800 acres, so we can, you know, the last few years we've watched deer grow from 2-year-old deer to 3 to 4 to 5-year-old deer. And when public land, I think that's hard because you have somebody like you who may hunt this same area all the time, and you've watched some young bucks that you're like, hey, I'm going to let pass and watch them grow and hopefully get a shot at them the next season. And then Joe Blow from down the bayou comes in and he's shooting everything that walks by, and
a lot of people do that
because it's public land. And why not? You can,
yeah. And also a lot of guys that are out there. We're starting to see a bigger influx of the younger generation, but a lot of guys are older fellas, kind of seasoned veterans out there, I guess you would say, and a lot of them use that basin to provide for their families.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of guys aren't out there trophy hunting, and don't get me wrong, I think everybody would like to shoot a 150, 160, right? I mean, that's everybody's goal. Everybody wants that monster once in a lifetime buck, you know. And I try to shoot mature deer, and I try to be ethical and things like that. But also at the end of the day, I'm also providing for my family as well.
Sure.
Right? I like my grandfather always told me, you can't eat the horns.
Yeah,
you can cook them as long as you want, but you'll never be able to eat them.
Yeah,
they do look good on the wall.
Hey, I couldn't agree more.
But also, my goal by the end of each hunting season is to have a full freezer.
Yeah, and I get that, and something to live off of, you know, throughout the year. And I think that's a lot of people's goals when they're hunting. And I bet you also do have the trophy hunters too, who they don't necessarily care to go out and shoot 2 or 3 does a year, even though it needs to be done because they're trying to chase them horns, right?
And look, I don't have no problem shooting a freezer queen. That's not an issue for me.
No, not at all. And I actually, listen, I'm telling you right now, if I can make it in that stand October 3rd, that opening Saturday, if we can make it back home before then, and I can have one walk within 30 yards.
You putting one in the freezer?
We're going to let it fly.
Hopefully I can be there with you.
Yeah. Whew.
That would be awesome.
That would be nice.
That'd be awesome. For sure.
You know. But, yeah, man, I'm excited.
Absolutely.
Like I said, a lot of deer on camera. Prep work's, you know, done for the most part. A few little things to do. We'll get into planting in October when we can have when we have a good chance of rain. We'll get into.
It's been pretty dry lately.
It has, and we really need some rain. And I don't mean like a little afternoon shower. I mean a good rain.
And a few inches wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
The ground is definitely dry right now. I know I had some buddies. Actually, today went right around in the spillway, and the water is low.
Yeah.
Like crazy low. We don't have any water, and a lot of our duck holes don't have water. So that's going to be a challenge this year. Something that we're kind of keying in on while hunting out there is water sources, right?
Sure.
So that's something that's big, and obviously you have your main channels of water. They're more pressured, so finding water sources this year is going to be a key factor for us hunting out there. So that's something I'm looking forward to. I need to go do some scouting, which jammed up a little bit up here, but we'll get to it eventually.
A little late, but that'll be all right.
No doubt.
You know, you know, you say there's plenty of time, but really there's not. We know all too well once you get into hunting season,
it's gone.
You blink and it's here and gone. You know.
That's it.
So it's like driving through Port Allen.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hardly anything there.
You hit one red light, and you're like, oh, there goes the town.
That's a wrap on that.
No doubt.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good season. I'm excited. I'm excited to share stories with people. You know, especially on this podcast, and let them know what we really have going on.
So what were your key points today? What you want to focus on and talk about? You're unprepared.
Just unprepared, man.
You're unprepared today.
Fly by the seat of our pants podcast. You know what I mean? We'll just talk. I get, you know, just ramble on whatever we can. I have noticed, man, a few buddies have killed some gators over the last couple of days. Some real big ones.
Gator
Yeah.
season has come upon us. I think it's almost over, if I'm not mistaken. Right? It's
Yeah.
only 30 days,
Yeah,
correct?
it's not long.
I think the end of this month is the end of the season.
September. I've actually never done it, but it's cool. It's cool. It's something different that, people up north or maybe outside of the state of Louisiana or Mississippi, Texas, southern states don't get to do and experience that. So
They killed some big ones. You seen some big ones killed?
yeah, dude, I don't want to tell you the wrong length, but they killed one that I guarantee is probably 13 foot.
That's a monster.
Yeah,
That's a
it's-
big lizard.
It's a tiny.
That's a big lizard,
That's
man.
an old big lizard. That's an old big lizard.
Man,
so.
yeah. Speaking of that, I got a couple guys. One of my good buddies. I don't know. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me putting his name out there, but Blair Weber. He's a guy I hunt with out there in the basin. We deer hunt, duck hunt, the whole nine together. And they have tags out there for some of the hunting leases out there in the spillway.
Mhm.
And I can put some pictures in that he sent me. I think they filled 76 tags this year.
Wow.
They did really well.
It needs to be done. Gators are overpopulated.
Absolutely,
For
they're a
sure.
huge problem for us, especially while duck hunting.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys even deter from hunting with dogs now.
Yeah.
Like duck hunting with dogs, just because of the simple fact of the alligators are
Yeah.
getting so bad.
Yep.
So,
I've heard that. For sure.
But actually, one thing I heard is that next year they're going to be opening up tags to where you can get them for the WMA. So I don't know if you know this or not, but to acquire an alligator tag, you have to have property. So, like out in the let's just use Troy Landry for example, right?
Mhm.
Everybody knows Troy Landry, big time alligator hunter. So people that own these hunting leases or this private ground that's surrounded by water, that's how you get the tags. And if you have a license or you have a license to do it, you can lease this land to alligator hunt, and then you can get the tags, or the person that owns the land can get the tags. And as long as you have a license, you can use them.
Sure. Well, so we might have to check that because I know last time I went to get tags or applied for the lottery hunt of tags, they were doing them on WMAs.
Yes, so that's exactly what I was getting to.
Yeah.
A lot of WMAs, there were certain WMAs that you can get tags on.
Sure.
But I know for us as people that hunt the basin, we have the Attack-A-Paw WMA, which was no gator hunting. They
Okay.
did not put tags out for it.
Right.
So that's something I'm excited about. Is next year there will be a lottery for them.
Okay.
So, which is mainly where we hunt at, is all
Yeah.
out there. So I think next year we'll be applying for tags.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. That'd be cool to just to have the experience. Say you did it, and
Yeah.
put a little bit more meat in the freezer. And also, I'd love to put a hide on the wall.
Tastes like chicken, brother.
Come on, man.
Tastes like chicken.
That's a fact.
That's what
a
I
fact.
hear. That's what I hear.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that would be cool. Man, I tell you what, I think another controversial thing that's come about over the last year has been the bear tags that you can get. Which, listen, I'm fortunate enough to where we're at in the state, we don't have to deal with bears yet, and it's coming because
absolutely.
we see them, but in North Louisiana, it's a huge problem, and
And I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I'm surrounded by, I got the Mississippi River on one side and the Atchafalaya River on the other side, and
Yeah.
I pretty much live in water.
yeah,
So bears haven't made their way to the spillway
Sure.
yet. But on the controversy of that, my grandfather has a hunting lease in Lottie, and it's to the point now to where between the bears and the hogs, they almost don't even see deer anymore.
yeah. Hogs, that's a whole nother problem.
But the bear problem is becoming more and more prominent. Like they're growing, they're populating a lot faster than I think was expected.
Sure.
So I will say when they do open up, I will be applying.
Yeah.
I want to shoot one. I don't know about
Absolutely.
you, but
Man, I would love to take one with my bow. To be
Absolutely.
honest with you. And my grandpa, man, I would love to get him on a podcast one day because this man, he grew up in Washington State. And,
yeah, that's some good bear hunting up there.
Yeah, there in Northern California and all. And this man was a big time hunter. He had bear skin on his wall. Some black bears he's killed. He's gone on hunts in Canada, and I've talked to him before, and he's like, man, if you want to do it, you and some buddies need to go to Canada and shoot black bears.
Speaking of that, I had some guys from Pennsylvania that I hunted with every year when I was in the military.
Yeah.
They used to go to Maine every year and trap them.
Yeah, well,
They would trap them
I don't care to trap
in
them.
a foothold. Imagine.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, 'cause I'm not going to do
Come on,
it.
man.
Not me, no sir.
You should have seen
sir.
the foothold for a bear. It was bigger than the top of this table.
Yeah, well, I can believe it.
They would set them with snatch blocks. They would put snatch blocks and come-alongs to each side to compress the springs
Yeah,
because one man couldn't physically hold it down.
yeah.
Could you imagine
I'm not.
setting that in the ground and
Yeah.
don't hit the trigger?
Don't catch a raccoon, bro.
Yeah, well, I don't think there would be much of a raccoon left after that one.
Yeah.
But that's something I would be interested in doing. Taking a trip up north to go bear hunting, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I definitely bear hunt. And listen, I watch a guy on YouTube who runs them with dogs. And
Like trees them.
they tree the bears.
That's awesome.
And they shoot them out of the tree.
That's pretty cool.
Or sometimes, like if they'll run them, and then if it's not a bear they want, they'll tie their dogs back and they'll let the bear come down and run off.
That's
And
awesome.
then they'll go find another bear.
Speaking of treeing, getting a little off topic here, but
Yeah.
Rosie, my dog, her parents.
Poor Rosie.
Poor Rosie. Her parents.
Hold on, hold on real quick before we move on any further. Jared's dog Rosie, that poor dog needs a good home.
It's probably the most spoiled dog you'll ever meet. She sleeps
Yeah.
on my pillow every night.
Yeah,
She eats anything I eat. She lives a better life than I do. And
Yeah.
Zach, for some reason, is convinced that she just
Poor Rosie,
lives
man.
this terrible lifestyle. But and I love my dog very much, and she lives a very lavish lifestyle, say the least.
anyways.
But anyways,
That's what you were saying.
her parents. So she's a red bone, coon dog,
Yep.
and her parents are actually mountain lion treeing dogs.
Really?
They take them out west and tree mountain lions. You want to talk about an adrenaline rush?
Yeah, so
A
listen.
200-pound cat?
Yeah. Listen, I can tell you, I grew up in South Louisiana my whole life. I'm not foot trapping bears, and I'm not running mountain lions with dogs.
Yeah, them boys
Yeah.
are a little special, man.
Yeah, they built. Listen, I'm sure they would say the same about us, but them boys are built
look different. No doubt.
You know.
I've seen some videos where these guys will shoot these cats, and if they don't put a good shot on them,
Yeah.
that cat will fall out that tree and still be alive.
Yep.
And let me tell you, I've seen bobcats take down fully grown deer.
Yeah.
Like, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I could only imagine. That's a 20-pound cat.
Sure.
30-pound cat.
Sure.
Could you imagine what a 200-pound cat could do to somebody?
You'd never even know it was coming.
No, you wouldn't have a
Never
clue.
even see it.
You wouldn't have a clue.
Never even see it.
Man, where did we come off of that at?
I don't know, but we have been all over the place.
We went from hog hunting to bear. No, we haven't touched on hog hunting yet.
We haven't. That's a problem. And
Pigs.
That's been a problem. And that will forever be a problem. And it's a problem so much that LSU has actually started to develop a bait that only hogs will eat that will actually kill the hogs.
Really?
Because it is such a problem. They were real close to releasing it to the public, but I think they have to make a few changes. But yeah, it's just become such a problem that I don't want to lie to you, but man, they can reproduce. You know,
Oh,
they can have 12 in a litter, and
a few litters a year,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's like every 4 or 5 months, I believe, and it's unreal, and it's a problem on our lease. And I think it's going to be a problem anywhere you feed, you know. And not only that, it's a problem where you have large amounts of acorns and all of that.
I know food plots, man. It's like almost not even worth planting them.
Yeah, and we've been fortunate enough we've killed a few this year during the summer months. But we also do what's called a no-till drill to plant our plots. So we're not disking up the ground, which is, I think, different, because I think once you disc up these grounds, these pigs like that soft dirt, and they know it's easy to find a meal in that, and they can come eat your seed and all that. But with this no-till drill, it's actually it's like little spikes,
And it just
it
punches-
shoves the seed in the ground.
Okay.
And then you come in, so you don't bush hog, you don't disc, you don't do any of that. You come in, you roll it with a big roller, and then you shove the seed in, and then the stuff you rolled over is like, because we do summer plots, all that shades holds the moisture to get the seeds that you planted to grow to hold,
And that keeps the hogs out of y'all's food plots?
Yeah, we don't really have an issue with hogs tearing up our food plots. The only issue where we have hogs is on feed. And that's another controversial subject with a lot of people is to hunt over feed and not hunt over feed, and I've done it both ways and I do it both ways. But we we feed on our food plots that we have. We feed corn feeders, which we're actually trying to get away from. We just started the no-till drill last season. So I think within the next 2 to 3 years, once that's really established, we'll probably do away with corn feeders altogether.
Like a no-feeding club completely?
Yeah, we'll just do food plots. No, I mean, if you still want to go throw some rice bran in the woods somewhere where you...
Just no food, no feed on the food plot.
Yeah, we're just not going to run corn feeders anymore. So we'll see, but we knew when we started the process of the no-till drill it was going to be, a 3 to 5 year process before we really see an amazing turnover in it.
And is it from last year to this year? Well, y'all haven't planted yet this year, huh?
Well, we did summer plots.
Okay, how'd that turn
So we
out?
did summer plots last year, then we did fall plots. We've done summer plots again or spring plots now, and they're great, honestly.
They produced pretty well this year?
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of good growth out of them, and I think it'll just continually get better because what it is when you roll it over, it's choking out all those weeds. So the only thing coming up is actually what you planted.
What you planted, so you're not getting a bunch of unwanted weeds or grasses that you didn't.
And dude, it's a lot less work because we don't fertilize anymore like we were before, and that's another thing is once these plants from the year before die and decay and get into the soil, you're richening the soil.
So you're just building progress on top of what you had last year.
Sure,
it's always going to be better.
Right, which is why it takes the 3 to 5 years to get to the point where you really want it.
Okay.
So, and there's a lot of information on it. There's a lot I don't know about it, but guys I hunt with, they did a lot of research and a lot of looking into it to make sure this was the best deal that we could do. But back to the hogs, I think it keeps a lot of the hogs out from destroying our food plots because it's not that soft dirt they like to dig up.
And man, that's what we struggle with a lot in the basin is everything is swampy, it's mushy, everything's soft. Anywhere you go, you're fighting hogs. And this year, we've been talking about trapping them. So we actually just bought a trap, our first trap. So we'll be setting that whenever I get home. I'm excited to do that. But I will say the guys out there in the basin, they actually are running hog dogs now.
Yeah.
And they've put a pretty good dent in the population.
Yeah.
I'm not going to necessarily say they're keeping up, but I think they more or less are pushing the hogs.
Yeah, they may not. And we used to run a bunch of hog dogs in Pearl River in February. You can run them in the WMA there, but we used to run hog dogs a lot. And that's the thing. It doesn't necessarily. You might not go catch 10 hogs every time you go run. You might only catch one, but you're pushing those hogs out.
Pushing them to a different area.
Yeah, you're pushing them away.
You're really just robbing Peter to pay Paul. But
right.
At the end of the day,
sorry for the guy that's next to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I hate to be that way, and I don't never want to wish anything bad on somebody else. But it's to the point to where, so like some of the areas that we hunt, you're allowed to feed if it's state land, and when you're on the Takapaw WMA, it's no feed, right? So it just depends on what For me, it depends on what area is getting more pressure, right? And where people are hunting depends on what I'm hunting. And if I'm hunting state land, then I'm gonna feed.
Yeah.
Just because if you don't, there's 4 people around you that are.
Sure. Look, don't get it twisted. I don't have anything against feed.
Yeah, absolutely.
At all,
But man, the hogs anywhere you go out there it's a problem. So we do our best. Anytime we see them, we kill them. We hunt them at night. We hunt them during the summer. I mean, we're year round trying to help the cause. And speaking of a feed that will kill them, this might be controversial. Some people might say it's unethical. Some people might not agree with it. But a method that I've seen used by people that I know is they'll take a 55-gallon drum of corn, and they'll fill it up about halfway, 3/4 of the way, and they'll dump 2 or 3 boxes of clay pigeons into the corn.
Really?
and then they'll put 5 gallons of diesel on it,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll mix it up with a concrete mixer, a big auger bit, to where the clay pigeons are about the size of a silver dollar,
Yeah.
and put it out. Well, the bear, the deer, everything else won't eat it because of the diesel smell on it, but the hogs will eat it, and when they can't digest them clay pigeons, it'll kill them.
That might be illegal.
I didn't say who did it.
I've never done it.
But you
Sure.
know, my thing is people say it's unethical, or I don't think it's illegal, because you can kill them at night. You can kill them with a
Yeah,
spotlight.
sure. No.
You know what I'm saying?
and I
Like,
think-
and
I
I
think-
understand the moral aspect of it
Sure.
might be hard to get past.
Well, I think now like hogs are considered a nuisance animal, and they're not a sport animal. They're a nuisance. You can literally,
any means necessary.
yeah, you can shoot them year round, at night, during the day, with whatever, blah 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 blah. You know, and but I also think part of the problem too, once you get to state land or not, maybe not state land, but WMAs and these wildlife refuges where you can hunt, is the fact is they don't let you hunt these pigs year round,
Exactly.
and they don't let you hunt these pigs at night, and
Well, some places you
some-
can,
right,
but not all.
yeah, but they don't let you do that, and then they'll let you hunt them as long as there's a season in for an animal on that public land.
You can hunt it.
You can hunt it. Squirrel season, you can hunt hogs, but there has to be another season in to be able to do
Yeah,
it.
you can't go in the middle of June and hunt hogs,
Right, and I think if you could, a lot of people probably would,
and it would help.
and it would definitely help with the population. There used to be a spot I would hunt on public land, man, that every time I hunted, it was a guarantee I could sit underneath the same tree every single time, and in the evening, right before dark, 30 hogs would come out.
Holy smokes!
You know what I mean? So it was like, and I knew where they were coming from. I knew where they would go, and you'd kill a couple of them and go back a week later, and they'd repeat the same pattern again.
You do it again.
And so it would definitely help, and I think it would help. And I was going to say I would think it would help our deer population, but I don't think we have a deer population problem. I just think we have a lot of woods.
Yeah, and I have seen, this might be a debate as well. I've seen deer stay in the feed when hogs show up, and I've seen hogs run deer off.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if it's circumstantial. I don't know if it's the size of the pig versus the size of the deer, or just the sheer number. You know, not very often you'll see a single doe sit there and eat a pile of rice bran when 30 hogs come in.
Yeah.
Deer's going to leave.
Sure.
But I've seen 1 or 2 hogs come in, and there'll be a deer or two in the feed, and they won't commingle, but you know, they'll stay 40, 50 yards from each other.
Yeah.
But I don't think the deer like them.
I mean, kind of. So back to my very last hunt of last year when I killed that boar hog that went over 200 pounds. Man, I was sitting in a box stand last day of the season, last day of rifle. Had my rifle with me. North wind, sitting on a food plot. At the end, we had a feeder. At the end of the food plot, drops into a nice oak bottom, and I'm sitting there, and man, I hadn't seen nothing all day but like 25 turkeys. Right? You know what I mean? And so the turkeys go off, man. It's right before dark, and I'm sitting there, and here comes a deer. First deer I'd seen all day. And I mean, it's 15 minutes for an illegal shoot. But it's a small little doe, you know, I'm just watching her feed. Well, all of a sudden we get a strong wind, straight out the north, so it's hitting me in the face. And she just looks towards that oak bottom. I'm like, all right.
Getting ready.
Something else is coming, you know what I mean? She's smelling something. And I'm talking from the feeder to that oak bottom is probably 80, 90 yards.
Mhm.
And she goes back to eating. Another wind, she looks back that way. She goes back to eating. And man, I tell you, when we get a strong gust of wind, she takes off and she just about runs into the side of the box stand. She's
Getting out of there.
full speed past me. So I watch her run. I'm like, man, what was that? And I look up and here's this pig just coming down the edge of the food plot. But one single pig. It was a boar
Big
hog,
boar.
but it was enough for this deer, which is a young deer,
Wanted to get out of there.
to get out of there. And
And that's frustrating.
yeah, I mean, he won't run her off anymore.
No, yeah. You won't have that issue, not with him anyway.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I cleaned that pig, and that was probably some of the cleanest pork I've gotten off of a wild pig, and he tasted good.
Ain't no
I
doubt.
know that.
We've had a couple out there in the spillway. Man, I don't know if it depends on their diet or the location.
Yeah.
Some of the pigs we kill out there is some of the best meat, wild game,
Yeah.
great meat. But some of it last year, we would split open those boars.
Mhm.
We were cutting the back straps out of one of them, and a huge pus pocket inside the backstrap.
Yeah.
Make you want to throw the whole thing away.
Yeah, and look, that just goes, injury can cause that, or
Absolutely.
because then pigs they fight each other. So
Did it stop?
but then pigs they fight each other and whatever. So that definitely could come from that. And it just depends on their diet, man. A lot of these pigs on state land or WMA, their diet consists mainly of vegetation, grubs, acorns, and things like that.
Absolutely.
So, and then whatever else can get in there, man. But I think we could ramble on about this all day. But looking down at the time, you got to head into work.
Yeah, I got work tonight. Yeah, I got work tonight. So I'm gonna have to go get ready for work. But
yeah,
Zach, thanks, man. I appreciate you coming up, taking the time out so we can get to
Sure.
do this. I'm excited, man. I'm super pumped up, ready to get back home,
Yep.
ready to get things kind of going with hunting season. To
Yep.
give us a little bit more to talk about. Maybe we can kind of do more of a starting off by going like a week to week, a recap of what we did, our hunts, our prep, what we've seen, what we've learned. And I'm also looking forward for some out of state trips.
yeah, I'm excited for that this year.
Maybe a couple hunts together this year.
We'll see. Maybe we can film some stuff.
That'd be awesome.
You get,
That'd be fun.
get up in the tree in the saddles, man. That'd be
after it.
cool, and that'd be fun. Yeah, man. Great conversation as always, and we thank y'all for watching and listening. Stick with us. We'll definitely have some more stories to come.
It'll get better. We're learning. This is new to us, so
Yeah, and we'll have
feedback. Feedback is great.
and we'll have some guests on hopefully soon that can give a little different insight on how things are going for them. So look, y'all stay tuned and stick with us, man. And thanks for watching another episode of Hunting the Boot.